at PNC Park, many of the Pirate greats are immortalized with statues. The baseball heroes honored here today on Root Sports. And on today's telecast, we'll take a look at some of the players' heroes as they were growing up. We get set for the rubber game of this three-game series, the Pirates and the Houston Astros. Hi again, everyone. Along with Bob Locke, I'm Tim Neverett. Robbie Ince-Mikowski will join us shortly. A lineup note to start us today. Andrew McCutchen, a late scratch, soreness in his right knee. Starling Marte was supposed to get the day off, but he is back in the lineup and starting in center field. Those two names, some of the names you think of, Bob, when you think of potential Pirate All-Stars. The All-Star voting ongoing, but McCutchen and Marte have to be on that list.
Well, Tim, the team has gotten off to a great start, and really what shows up when you have team success is the individual type honors. And this year there's a half dozen guys that are going to be looked at for that all-star team. Off to great starts. All they got to do is kind of carry it on now through the month of June. It'll be fun to watch how this first half plays out. If these guys still continue to do what they've done these first 6 weeks, of course we are going to be right there as a team when it's all said and done, and that's what's really important. But it is a lot of fun to look at the individual accomplishments.
Another guy making an individual accomplishment today, making his 9th Major League start this season, is Jeff Locke. He's never started more than 8 in a Major League season, and Jeff's been pretty consistent, allowing 3 hits or less in 4 of his last 5 starts.
Well, Jeff, when the season started, one of the question marks in that starting rotation, what could you expect out of him in his first full year in the big leagues? Well, he's answered that in a very positive way. He's got himself on a roll and is becoming one of the main guys in our rotation.
Left-hander Jeff Locke taking on the Astros' Lucas Harrell today as the Pirates look to take the series against the Astros. It's another Kids Day Sunday. Camouflage replica A.J. Burnett jerseys given out to all the youngsters in attendance. First pitch coming up. Kids out there waiting to meet their baseball heroes today. As the starting pitcher signs an autograph just before he begins to warm up. Kind of a neat deal. Same thing with Michael McHenry at the plate. Certainly these players had heroes when they were growing up. And those guys now with the new autograph baseballs do too. Astros lineup looks like this afternoon. Brandon Barnes will start in center field, and the All-Star second baseman Jose Altuve will hit next, hitting .342 this season, 12 extra base hits, 19 RBIs. J.D. Martinez in the third spot. Chris Carter moves in from the outfield, plays first base, batting cleanup. Carlos Corporon behind the plate. Jimmy Paredes is in right field. Matt Dominguez at third. Marwin Gonzalez at short. And Lucas Harrell, the pitcher, batting ninth, facing 25-year-old left-hander Jeff Locke.
Jeff has been outstanding. Look at this Chevy numbers, 3.15 ERA. That's very, very good for a starting pitcher. And he has been rewarded with a 3-1 record. Those 8 starts. Hopefully we'll have wins and maybe a little more than half his starts this year. That'd be a great thing to see.
He'd like to get his first win over Houston. He's 0-2 in 2 starts against the Astros prior to today. Defensively, Snyder moves over to left field today. Marte in center, Jones in right. Alvarez back in there at third base. Barmes at short. Sanchez at first with Walker at second, and McHenry doing the catching for Jeff Locke. And starting Marte was scheduled to get the day off today. Clint Hurdle feeling that he needed a day off based on the performance the last couple of nights. But Andrew McCutchen had a sore right knee, and Hurdle ended up scratching McCutchen for today. So Marte will play today, and everybody will get a day off tomorrow, the scheduled off day, and then back at it Tuesday against the Cubs. So McCutchen not in the lineup. He more than likely will be available to pinch hit or pinch run or enter the ball game at some point later. But right now, Jeff Locke on top of the hill, getting ready to deliver to Brandon Barnes the first pitch of the ball game. Ball 1. Well, Locke facing Barnes, a .322 hitter in the early going. Barnes fouls this one off, 1 ball and 1 strike. Robbie Grossman had been the starting center fielder the last 2 nights, and looks like he has entrenched himself as the regular center fielder for the Astros, but Barnes filling in today. First batter of the ball game. 1-1. In the air down the right field line, and Garrett Jones is over there to play it. 1 out. Jones getting a start in right field, and I think when you have Jones and Sanchez in the lineup together, Bob, it gives you a little bit more pop offensively.
It definitely gives you two bigger bats in a row in the middle part of that lineup. And maybe especially important today with McCutchen out. Of course, originally it wasn't supposed to be like that. But the lineup kind of has one of those Sunday feels to it. Occasionally you see a Sunday lineup when there's a day off on Monday, where some stars, sometimes just one.
Altuve, first ball swing, puts it in the right field corner, foul.
They'll get that day off or days off back to back, and you have some of your bench players out there. Not really a bench player type day, but the thing that's different about it is you have Snyder out in left field, and then of course, as you just said, Jones and Sanchez in the same lineup, with Garrett now moved out to the outfield as well, playing right.
Nothing in 1-2. Altuve. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jeff Locke made the opening day roster this year for the first time, and now makes his 9th major league start in the season for the first time. Made 8 starts last year, 4 in 2011. In the air to left, Snyder. 2 men out.
Locke, look at the focus he has on his eyes. And, got that okay changeup grip, which takes the velocity off the baseball. And I think Altuve was just a little out in front of that ball. That's why it looked good off the bat, but got out there and really didn't go anywhere. It was just a routine fly.
J.D. Martinez batting in the 3rd spot. Astros also had a lineup change. Former Pirate shortstop Ronnie Cedeno was originally in the lineup today, but he was also a late scratch for both Porter. Cedeno suffering from a sinus problem right now, and when Ronnie got to the ballpark today, it was determined he couldn't go. So Marwin Gonzalez went back in the lineup at shortstop, and Cedeno still on the bench. He's not played at all in this series. 2 balls and a strike to Martinez.
Perfect pitch with that fastball.
Locke delivering 2-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jeff got Barnes to fly to right, got Altuve to fly to left. 2 men out, nobody on, and Martinez 2 balls and 2 strikes. Struck him out, and the bat goes in the Pirate dugout. There you go, give it back, boys. No score after half inning. In the bottom of the 1st inning, no score. Toyota Pirates lineup. Marte at the top of the order. Travis Snyder batting 2nd, and Garrett Jones in the 3 spot today. 288 hitter. This year against right-handed pitching. Hitting 295 with 5 homers and 24 runs batted in. Sanchez in the cleanup spot. Then the switch hitter Walker bats 5th. Pedro Alvarez, Michael McHenry, Clint Barmas, Jeff Locke bats 9th against Lucas Harrell. Harrell is 1-0 against the Pirates in 2 starts. Had a no decision in one of those starts last year. 27-year-old gets ready to deliver his first pitch of the game, and Marte hits it toward the middle. Altuve backhands, fires on to first, and 1 man is out.
2 games in a row. How often does that happen, where Marte's failed to get on in the 1st inning?
Hasn't happened very often. Travis Snyder, the batter. We'll keep an eye on one thing today. We'll see how frequently the Astros employ an infield shift. After Harrell's last start against the Tigers on Tuesday, he was critical of his own team's defensive alignment, saying he wasn't a big fan of the shifting that the Astros were doing. They were doing a lot in the series against Detroit, have done some in this series against the Pirates. We'll keep an eye on what goes on and how the Astros line up defensively. 1-1 to Snyder. Right now, not much of a shift at all. Just left side of the infield moved over, shading the bag at second base for the left-hander Snyder. It's not uncommon. McCutcheon not in the lineup today. What we've seen teams do with him recently, with 3 infielders on the left side. The Astros haven't done quite that. I asked Andrew about that earlier in the week. He said, I haven't really seen people doing that to him before, but it doesn't change his approach any when he goes to the plate. Snyder toward the left field line, and that ball will drop foul. J.D. Martinez over there, but couldn't make a play.
A ton of slice on that ball coming off the bat of Snyder. Martinez just running out of room. Basically, he had to start slowing down a long time before he got there. Ideally, and you see a lot of outfielders do this, is they'll try to slide underneath of that on their rear ends and try and make a catch and use their legs as shock absorbers against the wall as they get there. That way, they don't have to start slowing down so soon. They use the slide and their legs hitting the wall to stop them. And they can maybe get another foot or so closer. And in that case there, that might have made the difference. Good concentration on that last one.
Used 2 hands, had the ball above the head. Hands above the head. Nice job. Anyway, it's 2-2 to Travis Snyder. Garrett Jones in the on-deck circle facing Lucas Harrell. Harrell has not been a guy who's gone very deep in his outings this year. One hopper right to Altuve. And with 2 outs, Garrett Jones will come to the plate.
Snyder. Some pretty good wood on that one. Hit that one hard. Why would that want to hit the other night? He put wood to that.
Hit it through the trees, off the
down.
sidewalk, out by the boathouse in right center field, and into the river.
Mentioned it when it happened. Bring it up again. I don't know if there's ever been one actually go in the water that close to the boathouse. That's a long poke. Plus, it's got to fight its way through the shrubbery to get out there and cross the sidewalk and make it to the water. Looked like one of those baby sea turtles trying to get across the beach to make it to safety. Got a long ways to go.
Well, that was unlike Pedro's, who just he cleared almost everything, hit the sidewalk and bounced in. Ground ball right back to Harrell. And the Pirates are gone 1-2-3 in their half of the first inning. 1 inning done on this Sunday afternoon in the rubber game of this 3-game set.
Doc Gooden fan. Nolan Ryan, Doc Gooden. That's why we're 34, I guess. I don't wear it because I want to be like him, but I wear it because when I was younger, that was the guy that I looked up to, the strikeout machine, and then there was Gooden, who was just, ridiculous. So those are the 2 that I watched growing up.
A couple of A.J. Burnett's baseball heroes on this Baseball Heroes Sunday. Glad you're along with us. And A.J. picked a couple of good ones to follow. Certainly Nolan Ryan.
Strikeout guys.
Yep,
I was surprised. A.J. loves the strikeout. 2 of the best strikeout pitchers you'll ever run into. Ryan and Gooden.
Throughout today's telecast, we'll hear from some of the other players and who their baseball heroes were growing up. 1-0 pitch to Carter, the first baseman. That's outside 2-0. Talk about Nolan Ryan, of course, former Astro. He'd been around a little bit. Mets, Angels. How can you not like Nolan Ryan if you're a young pitcher? You want to learn about Nolan Ryan. 27 years in the big leagues, 8 times an All-Star.
That's what he looked like when I watched him.
Well, you grew
27
up an Angel fan.
27-year Major League Baseball career. That's absolutely phenomenal.
And one number that is absolutely amazing that's not on that graphic is 7. 7
no-hitters.
No-hitters.
And one-hitters off the And another thing that's crazy is that the strikeouts, 5,714. When he broke the record was like 3-something.
Yeah, he shot
that's
it.
Just, I mean, he just set it up there in the stratosphere.
So Carter, the leadoff man here in the second inning, walks. Batter is the catcher, Carlos Corporon.
For a while there, he and Steve Carlton, they were neck and neck. And depending on who had pitched on such and such day, they kept trading the all-time strikeout record back and forth. But then Lefty retired, and Ryan just kept on going, going and going.
Well, you were a teammate with Carlton briefly. That must have been interesting to watch night in and night out when he pitched.
I'm not sure this is totally accurate. I say it a lot because it's just a memory of mine and it might be wrong, but I can only recall one time the entire season. This is a lot of starts. For a while there, we were in a 4-man rotation, so it wasn't just 32 starts either. I only remember one game where he had to be taken out, like go out to the mound and take him out of the inning.
Just once.
Only one time. Now he was taken out in between innings, pinch hitters and that sort of thing. But only one time all year do I remember him walking to the mound and taking him out of a ball game. The whole season.
That's amazing.
That's
amazing.
But my memory might not be as accurate as I would like it to be. Maybe, he was such a hero type figure that my memory has embellished his great season.
Well,
but
if your memory's not accurate, it makes a great story.
It does, doesn't it?
Corporon fouls it off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And you can join us here on Root Sports today at Root Sports Pit on Twitter, hashtag Bucks Booth, and let us know who your baseball heroes were growing up. And what memory maybe that hero gave to you as a kid. Player you wanted to emulate as a player. Anything like that. At Root Sports Pit, hashtag Bucks Booth. 1-2. And Corporon takes up high. And since most of the youngsters have Twitter today anyway, have access to it. Who are your heroes today? Your active players who are the baseball heroes. A lot of these kids have A.J. Burnett jerseys on today. Maybe a bunch of them have A.J. as their hero. Nobody out, 1 on in the 2-2 pitch. You grew up in Southern California, Bob. You like the Angels. You saw a lot of Dodger games, but I think you preferred the Angels. Who were some of the other guys you remember from the teams that you watched?
Well, when I was not real small, but old enough to where I was playing Little League and that sort of thing.
Corporon to right center field. Marte on the run, and he will make the running catch with ease. Throws back to first base.
Wow.
And nearly doubles off Carter.
Didn't look like a double play off the bat, but Marte almost turned it into one.
He's something.
He has so many baseball skills.
I mean, he makes this look easy. He had to go a long way to get it.
Little scouting report for everybody else. When there's a pop fly out there, don't go that far off first base. Probably talking about that in the dugout right now, the Houston dugout. It's Carter. He put himself in a bad spot being that aggressive. You're in a little bit of a rock and a hard place on a fly like that, because if you don't get off far enough and it falls in, you're going to get forced off a second. But maybe a little closer to halfway would have been a little more appropriate there. Plus, I think it was pretty evident that the ball was not going to drop in, and it was going to be caught. That big arm surprised him.
Jimmy Paredes with a 1 ball, no strike count.
I like Jim Fregosi, to answer your question.
Yeah.
He was the shortstop of my favorite team, and a little leaguers. They like to play shortstop. It's kind of a fun position, and so that was who I really liked it. And then when they traded Fergosi to the Mets for Nolan Ryan, and Nolan Ryan threw a no-hitter almost every night, I went to him.
A little late on the throw to first base, so they get the force in the middle, and now 2 down. Well, Fergosi's been at the ballpark.
Yeah, he was here just a couple days ago. I said I might even be here this afternoon. He's obviously does a lot of scouting. He's been doing a lot of managing. Not close enough.
Years in the big leagues. 6 times an All-Star, a Gold Glove in '67.
I think he finished up as a Pirate, if I remember right.
Yeah, we see him a lot in Bradenton, scouting during spring training and occasionally during the year. And has been here and maybe here today. I didn't see him today, but I think I saw him yesterday and the day before. Perez at first base. Dave Clark, the first base coach, over his shoulder. Batter's Matt Dominguez. 2 men out, top of the 2nd inning. Jeff Locke's pitch on the right field side, and that is out of play for strike 1. Ball and 1 strike to Dominguez. He homered in game 1 of this series on Friday night. It was the 5th inning, had a 1-out solo shot. Pirates will win game 1 in the bottom of the 9th on a walk-off error by Paredes, who's at first base. Pirates losing in 11 innings last night, 4-2. So today is for the series. And the Pirates in the last 11 series are 7-2-2.
Pirates need to find their offense here in this last game. Would help things out quite a bit.
It's inside, 2-1.
What we were talking about last inning. Fastball downstairs, bottom 3rd of the strike zone. With Garrett Jones, Gabby Sanchez in the lineup together. They're trying to get a little something going on offense.
Alvarez is there. And Dominguez is out. Astros leave a man. I wonder if that'll come off.
I think AJ is her hero.
No score as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. A beautiful Kids Day Sunday, and Jeff Locke gave up the leadoff walk, got away with it, and has faced 7 men through the first 2 innings. Gabby Sanchez first at bat, and Walker and Alvarez to follow, facing Lucas Harrell. Ball, 1 strike. Harrell's pitch on the way. That's outside, 2-1. We talked about Lucas Harrell and not going very deep in his starts. He hasn't pitched past the 5th in any of his last 3 starts, and over that period has gone 0-2. A pretty high ERA of 8.79. He has given up some runs recently.
They haven't had the defense right, so
that's what he was talking about after the game with Detroit on Tuesday.
Get it figured out.
Two on Sanchez. Down to short. Gonzalez almost threw it away, but Carter there in the back of the bag to make the catch. Gabby Sanchez, who was his baseball hero growing up.
He was a guy that I just liked. I liked what he was about. I liked what he did. I thought there was no better way of playing baseball than going out there and playing every single day, playing a sport that you love every single day, and that's what he did. Yeah, he never took a day off. And, you know, I just, even as a kid, I respected that, and I, you know, enjoyed watching him go out there and play and have his 100 different, you know, batting stances and doing all that stuff. It was fun.
Pretty good one to pick there. Got to emulate, and Cal Ripken Jr.
I'll tell you that he's got to be a lot of people's hero.
Into the Hall of Fame in 2007. 19-time All-Star. years, and 19 of those as an All-Star. I believe he was brought up from AAA Rochester at the time and was inserted in the second half of a doubleheader. Started either third base or shortstop, and then that was it. Played every game until he took himself out. And Walker pulls this one foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You know, the consecutive games played record, that might be one of those that won't get touched. You hear so many managers today talk about got to get a guy a day off, got to give guys days off, get them rested. And Ripken was not one of those guys. And Walker strikes out looking. And Harrell has retired the first 5 Pirates this afternoon.
I agree, Ed. You know, when you start talking about records that won't get broke, that's got to be one of them.
Todd Tishner calling the balls and strikes today.
Not that somebody couldn't do it, it's just that the game is changing.
Yeah.
Not really allowed to do it. You know, it's tough. There's a lot of records that are kind of like that because of the modern game doesn't allow players to the opportunity to do some things they used to. You know, you don't get to pitch the same amount of innings. It's really hard. Like we talked about the Nolan Ryan strikeout record up there with 5,700. Nolan Ryan was allowed to throw 200 pitches in a game if that's what it took. Now it's half that and you're gone.
Yeah. The game may be changing in more ways in the future with the possible addition of extended replay. Additional video replay. There's a lot on that that's been in the news lately. That could affect the game quite a bit. Affect these guys. C.B. Buckner, last night's home plate umpire, had a play that was argued at the plate. Clint Hurdle was ejected. As a result, turned out to be the game-winning run. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Pedro Alvarez. Hurdle ejected for the 2nd time this year last night. And in the 11th inning. Full count to Pedro. And on that call last night, the video replays would support the umpire. So that the runner was safe. 3-2. Ball 4. And the Pirates with their first base runner this afternoon.
Brings up to 40. He had a pinch hit appearance last night. Made good wood. Drove the ball hard out into right center.
So now he can tweet us in the booth here at #BucksBooth. He's got his smartphone.
Getting ready to take some photos.
I'm still growing up, but McHenry is his hero. That's JDog706.
I was going to say that McHenry getting in there right now would be a good choice. He definitely somebody you want to emulate, not only as a baseball player, but as a human being. The true good guys in this game that do anything for you. He always has time for everyone, and is a pretty darn good baseball player.
Popped up foul ground. First baseman Carter not going to get it. Corporon and Carter to the railing, but neither one could come up with it. Strike one to McHenry. Another great day out on the Allegheny River. A lot of watercraft out there today. See more kayaks. There's a tandem kayak in the bottom of your picture. Just out of it now. What a way to take in a Sunday afternoon, huh?
It'll be another great summer.
Alvarez with a short lead off of first base. 2 men out. 1-1 is inside. 2 balls and a strike. Pedro stole a base the other night against Milwaukee. But his 3rd career steal and his first steal against somebody other than the Cubs.
Not a real aggressive lead right now. I don't think he's going anywhere.
McHenry, hard ground ball to Gonzalez. Short way at second. And Pedro is forced out. 2 full in the books at PNC Park. No score.
He's a pretty young guy. I'm Robbie Mikowski, and I'm going to tell you Jordy Mercer's story of his baseball hero. And he happened to meet him last year. It's Chipper Jones. It's a guy he grew up rooting for, and that is because the Braves always were on TV. On TBS, they always had a national deal. So last year, as Mercer was taking BP the last weekend of the season, Chipper Jones came up to the batting cage. Of course, there's Chipper here at PNC Park playing his final games in the regular season last year and tipping his cap. So Chipper Jones comes up to the batting cage as Mercer just finishes, and there he is standing about 3 feet away from his childhood hero, and he said, I locked up. I completely froze up. I couldn't bring myself to introduce myself to Chipper Jones and just say, hey, you're my hero. So he never had a chance to actually talk to him. So after he got over that moment, he actually got a Chipper Jones jersey, had it sent over to the Braves clubhouse, and he ended up signing it, and then he took it back to his home in Oklahoma and had it framed. So his only framed jersey is Chipper Jones, his childhood hero, who was 3 feet away from him, and he never met Tim. Unbelievable.
Well, if his arm was 3 feet longer, he might have been able to reach out and shake hands with him. But I guess, Bob, sometimes that happens with players. They get to meet their heroes, young players meeting the older players, and sometimes they get shy.
Oh, definitely. When you first get to the big leagues, you're going to be playing against and sometimes meeting guys that have been around for, say, 15 years. Now, 10 years ago, where were you? Where you were, maybe 12, 13 years old, watching these guys be all-stars in an all-star game. Now you're standing next to them on the same field.
Oh, and Gonzalez lines out to Snyder.
Nice play by Snyder.
Yeah, 1 out.
So it is a kind of a special feeling for a number of reasons when you first get to the big leagues, and that's one of them. All of a sudden now you're playing with and making catches against. Snyder makes a great catch here against guys that you watched play 10 years ago in an all-star game and really idolized it and said to yourself, I want to be like that guy, and now you are. You're playing on the same field with him. And that's one of the things that make that first rookie season so special. Moments like that.
Lucas Harrell 0-1. That's outside. I remember the story that former Pirate Vance Law told me. His dad Vern, of course, pitched for the Pirates, the Deacon, and as Vern was going out, Willie Stargell was coming in, and Stargell was one of Vance's heroes. And when Vance got called up for the first time, he described it in detail for me, coming from the airport through the Fort Pitt tunnel, seeing the lights of the stadium on, and then being in the lineup right next to Willie Stargell. And he had one of those moments. One-two pitch. And Harrell out on strikes. 2 men out for the Astros. Let's take a look at some of the tweets that are coming in at #BucksBooth. Although I'm young, my hero is Clemente for the type of person and player he was. Today it's Walker and Kutch. What Pirates fan didn't love Andy Van Slyke growing up? I remember him diving all out on that AstroTurf in Three Rivers. Cal Ripken Jr. was my hero growing up. Showed me how to be a leader and be determined in life.
Just talking about it.
He's got a statue out front.
Number 8.
A lot of people looked up to him. Chicken on the hill with Will. Brandon Barnes, second time up, he flied to right in the first. You hear the name Clemente. I think in today's topic, baseball heroes, Clemente is just kind of a given. 2-0 pitch. Barnes takes up high, and it's 3-0. Three balls and no strikes to Brandon Barnes. That is in for a strike. I remember talking to Luis and Roberto Clemente Jr. a couple of years ago. We had a function on Roberto Clemente Day together, and just talking about their dad and the neighborhood that they lived in, and the fact that kids used to come up to the door, ring the doorbell, and ask for an autograph, and Roberto was always gracious, no matter when and where it was. And he had so many people that wanted to meet him because of what he could do in the baseball field and the kind of person that he was.
Right at the knees. Another one of those low fastballs.
Full count to Brandon Barnes. Payoff pitch. Missed for ball 4. That one looked closer than the one before.
Thought that was a pretty good pitch. Let's take a look, see where it is. Well, maybe, you know what, that might have been just a little bit inside, perhaps. Was definitely off the strike zone. Not by much, but a little bit.
Jose Altuve, fly to left field in the first inning, 0 for 1. And he takes a strike. Altuve can be an aggressive hitter at times, but it's paid off for him. Hitting above 300 at 340. A couple of home runs. Remember, 2 seasons ago, Charlie Morton had only given up 1 home run to a right-handed hitter. And it was this guy, Altuve. He hit a wall climber at Minute Maid Park in Houston. The short porch in left field, the Crawford boxes they have. On the first row of the Crawford boxes. That was the only home run Charlie had given up to a right-handed hitter all season long. Charlie's been patiently awaiting his return after Tommy John surgery, still in the rehab program. His next start will be at AAA coming up in a few days.
You would think that there's probably a number of major league pitchers that would answer who's your hero as Tommy John.
You'd think so. And it's expanded to outfielders and infielders too. Catchers.
There's a lot of people, people's heroes nowadays. And is there a team in the major leagues that doesn't have somebody on their roster that's had Tommy John surgery? Probably not.
Probably not.
Hard to find. And you're right. It's not just pitchers anymore.
And there are some guys who've had it twice. Once the recovery is long enough, takes about a year or so. I remember when Charlie came back right after having the surgery last year, he showed me the scar in his leg where they took the ligament. That's the one thing you forget about. It's not just having an invasive procedure done in your elbow, but they also go into one of your legs and take out, is it a ligament or a tendon or something? Take out something and move it over to your elbow. Runner goes. Throw down by McHenry is there to get him. Well, Fort with a cannon shot to second base, and he throws out Barnes. As the Pirates and Astros are playing interleague ball today. And Barmes leading off against Lucas Harrell. I think we just had a rarity occur, didn't we, Bob? Between innings?
Parrot finally got a hot dog to Steve.
He finally got one in the radio booth. It's taken him, what, 3 years? 4 years to get one back up there?
He got a great hand by the crowd, too.
Wow. For those who don't know, between innings in the third inning, the Parrot has this pressurized hot dog gun that he shoots hot dogs to the crowd with. And his last shot every game is aimed for the radio booth.
Or the TV. It depends on which TV.
Depends on
it's
which
aimed
TV.
at glass. That's what it is. It's aimed at.
So today, Steve, in the radio booth, the Parrot, who lately we've noticed has been zeroing in. He came close. He got one in the Milwaukee Brewers TV booth the other day, which those guys don't know the joke. They're not in on the joke, so they weren't as pleased about it.
Well, they just ate the hot dog.
Yeah. But the Parrot got one up to Steve today. Finally. The last one Steve caught up there was in 2009. If you keep track of those sorts of things. Steve very happy. Lucas Harrell pitching to Barmes. The 3-2 is fouled off. Barmes checking to see if his bat was cracked at all. Apparently it's not. 229 is average. 2 home runs and 9 runs batted in. Cotton candy, Bob.
No, I don't see any.
You don't like the blue, do you? And this one up in the air to center field. Altuve waving the arms emphatically so he doesn't get run into by an outfielder again. And here's the out. Fan Jam presented by Iron City Beer kicks off Saturday, June 1st at 7:15. See the Bucks host the Reds and stay after the game for Kool and the Gang. Live in concert. They'll perform all their hits like Celebration, Ladies Night, and more. For tickets and to learn how you can watch the show from the field, go to pirates.com/concerts. One out for Jeff Locke. Did you notice last night, Bob, that every time there was a pop-up where an infielder had to go back to the outfield, how they were emphatically waving their arms? We saw Altuve do it. Carlos Pena did it a couple of times. Nothing in 2 to Locke. And Jimmy Paredes, who twice this week had bumped into a second baseman, Altuve once, and Elmore another time. And when he bumped into Elmore, cost them the game on Friday night.
I will say this: I don't care how much they're waving their arms. If the outfielder says he's got it, they got to get out of the way. It's not their call; it's the outfielder's call.
You're right. The guy coming in's got priority on it. Barrel Automotive League leaders stat. Teams that lead the league in being hit by a pitch. Pirates on top 26 times. San Diego next, 21. Barrel Automotive, we're driven to be better. 10 of the 26 hit batsmen are standing in the box at the same time right now. Marte has been hit 10 times.
If you look at his hot zones, his batting average, where he hits the best, it's the outside half of the plate. He has a much higher batting average on pitches on the outside half than he does on the inside half. So consequently, pitchers want to throw him inside, and occasionally it's going to tail. He's going to get hit. And he doesn't really care. He doesn't, spend a lot of time jumping out of the way most of the time. He'll hang in there real good. And guys that hang in there a long time, that adds to the likelihood that they're going to get nicked every now and then. Jason Kendall, I don't think he ever moved out of the way of a pitch. In fact, he would move into him and get hit on purpose. Hey, look at that. Look at the 412, 375 on the pitches on the outside half of the strike zone, and 158, 261 on pitches on the inside part of the strike zone. So where would you pitch him?
I'd pitch him inside.
And that's where he gets pitched, and he gets hit a lot.
Right there on the outside.
Not that time, though.
Called strike 3. Pirates done in order again. We'll head to the 4th. Still scoreless at PNC Park.
Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Now's the time to go places with Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com for special offers. And by PNC for the achiever in you. Let's go Bucks.
For it, Michael McHenry threw out Brandon Barnes trying to steal third base, but it's not just because he had one good throw. This is what Michael's been doing all week long, working with Jeff Bannister on his throws. Had a tough time against Milwaukee when they stole 6 bases in the series opener on Monday. And ever since, McHenry's been out early, doing all kinds of work, even working from different angles. There's a ground ball to short, backhanded by Barnes. Nice throw, considering getting to throw it across the body.
Gabby flipped the roadblock.
And nowhere for Altuve to go, and there's one out. So what the Fort was doing resulted in this in the third. Pretty good jump by Barnes. Throw right on target. Jeff Bannister, the bench coach, former catcher, worked extensively with McHenry in the throws this week. One of the things that Bannister has him do also, and he did this with Michael last year, is he'll get him out at shortstop and he'll have him throw to first, and he'll get him throwing from the second base bag over to first, just to get him at different angles on the diamond, throwing the same distances at times, but just from different parts on the field, just to get a different look. And he'll do that a little bit here and there, but mostly they worked on throws from behind the plate. Come back to Locke. JD Martinez is out. 2 away. Pirates games, more fun in groups. Ask about how each member of your group can take home a Pirates cap or Roberto Clemente jersey with just the price of a ticket. Give your group a night to remember. Book your group outing. Call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS or go to pirates.com/groups. Yeah, 2. Couple of souvenirs for him today. Carter takes strike 1. Carter walked his first time up. That was in the second inning.
Well, Sunday's always special around the PNC Park. A lot of kids. Always the special events out on Federal Street. Kids running the bases after the game. This is their day, once a week.
And Carter out on strikes. A 7-pitch inning for Jeff Locke
with a strikeout.
And the lefty is dealing right now. 1 over the minimum through 4. A block on Tim Never. They want to raise that afterward. A couple of guys make many replicas. Many of those. Snyder wants it right back toward Harrell. And quickly 1 out. Snyder finding that too close to the pitcher.
Would have had the hit if he could have dumped that a little bit closer to the foul line. He put it out there at a good speed. It was soft, but you're right. Definitely too close to the pitcher. Harold's been doing a good job of throwing strikes but staying out of the heart of the strike zone. A lot of that right there where it's just out on the edges. Most of them been getting called. Doing a good job of just hitting the edges.
Altuve with a backhand play. 2 gone quickly for the Pirates.
Fastball right on the corner.
On tonight's episode of Sunday Night Classics, we go back to Neil Walker's football days at Pine Ridgeland. He and his Rams battle future NFLer Paul Posluszny and the Hopewell Vikings in the 2002 Whitfield Finals. Hear the story retold by Walker, Posluszny, Matt Fontana, Craig Bocourt, Claire Altimus, and Kevin McCabe on Sunday Night Classics. Future Phenoms on field tonight at 8 on Root Sports. It's going to be neat to take a look at. Walker, one of those guys in high school that just seemed to do everything easily. If you were on the other team, you probably hated him because it was so easy for him. And he was so good, both at football and baseball especially. 0-1 to Sanchez. Gabby takes a strike. It's 0-2.
Kind of unusual nowadays. two-sport star.
Yeah, and
they want you to specialize now.
That's a sore subject.
Sport. Yeah.
That's a bad subject. You know, and it's too bad it has to be that way. 0-2 is outside. You just don't see those multi-sport athletes, or many of them, nearly as many as you did in the past. I mean, it was not uncommon years ago to be a 3-sport athlete at least.
Oh yeah,
in high school.
Back in Blass's day.
Well, he was a 5-sport guy. 1-2. This one fouled off. I mean, you look at guys like Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders played in the NFL and Major League Baseball at the same time.
Well, Bo Jackson was absolutely amazing. I put him in a different category than anybody else. He was a true superstar in both sports. I didn't just play him. He was the man in 2 different sports at the same time. That is impressive.
He even defied gravity at times. He could literally run. He would run so hard along the side of a wall he could make a catch running along the wall.
He might have been able to win MVPs in 2 sports at the same time if he hadn't got hurt. Could easily see him doing that. He was definitely an MVP caliber player in both sports. He just had to put together 2 great seasons.
2-2 pitch. Sanchez to Altuve. For the 2nd straight inning, the Pirates are down in order. We'll head to the 5th. Lucas Harrell doing a pretty good job for the American League Astros.
Every time you look up, he was doing something. Home run, scoring from first, robbing somebody in the outfield. It was always something different. Something to bring. So that's kind of somebody who I wanted to be like growing up. I just wanted to kind of emulate my game after someone like that who could just do it all, sacrifice his body, and just play hard.
Good call there, huh?
Yeah.
Nick Griffey was something special for many, many years. He had all the tools you could ask for a baseball player.
Carlos Corporon takes inside for ball 1. 22 years a major leaguer. In fact, played in the same outfield with his dad at one point.
Injuries kind of slowed him down later in his career, but especially in those Seattle days. Wow.
The kid.
He was something else.
And imagine if he had played other sports, the kind of athlete he was, what kind of dominant player he could have been in football or in basketball. But baseball was his calling. Came from a baseball family. Grew up around the game and really was one of the best to watch play that position. Base hit to right by Corporon. And that is the first hit of any kind in this ball game.
In the ball game, yeah. That's amazing. First hit of the ball game.
Leadoff single by Corporon. Now he is at first for Jimmy Paredes. Yeah, both pitchers doing a good job today, Locke and Harrell.
Fastball. It's hit firmly, but nobody there. Nobody playing that spot. Goes through the infield.
Paredes fouls it back. This is a Baseball Heroes Sunday on Root Sports. One of the Pirates players telling us about who their baseball heroes were when they grew up, the guys they looked up to and admired and wanted to emulate. I'm sure you have them as well. You can tweet them to us at Root Sports Pit, hashtag BucksBooth. Armas to Walker. Wow.
Almost.
They got one out of that.
Yeah, pretty good play, just making sure you got one. Off the bat, then the ball looked like it might sneak through. There it is again. Barnes going into the hole, and nice accurate throw to Walker. Very quick turn by Walker. It looked like it was just, as I said, that maybe a base hit. They were lucky to get one, and then Walker with that turn made it look like possibly a double play.
Matt Dominguez, the third baseman. Alvarez gets back. There's a Mazeroski autograph on that hat. Maz, the guy that tutored Walker at second base on how to make those turns quicker.
One of the guys with a statue out front.
Jeff Locke working in the 5th inning. He's given up just 1 hit. No score yet on this Sunday afternoon. Final game of this 3-game interleague series. I mentioned this to Steve last night, Bob. Because the Pirates and Astros have been National League opponents for 51 years, you got to sort of remind yourself that this is an interleague series and not just a regular old National League game. The Astros are now in the AL West. It's not like when the Tigers come in or the Mariners come in. You don't see those guys all that much. But the Astros have seen a lot of the Pirates over the years.
Not in these unis, though.
Nope, they've changed a lot of things around Houston.
Not wearing orange tops. Since we're talking about the baseball heroes, be an interesting question for our folks out there that can tweet. If someday the Pirates were to add another statue somewhere around, who would you like to see? Got Maz, got Stargell, for many. Honus. They have Kiner's hands.
Right. Ralph Kiner's hands are on the left field pavilion.
Is there anyone else that you'd like to see put in a statue? Would Blass be bronzed? Wainer? Paul, I mean.
Yeah. You just got John's attention at home. 2-1. Runner goes, and a ground ball hit toward Barmas. Throw on to first and get the out there. 2 men out. Over to second base is Paredes. My hero is Bill Mazeroski. I mean, he hit a walk-off home run to win the World Series. Just amazing. Yeah, but how about the fact that he is looked at as one of the best, if not the best, defensive second baseman? Just ask guys. You know, I talked to Bill Verdon about him one time. And I said, how do you know he was such a good defensive second baseman? He said, well, I was playing center field behind him, and when I didn't get too many ground balls, I knew he was pretty good. Not many got through. So Paredes in scoring position, 2 men out, and the shortstop Marwin Gonzalez at the plate. Gonzalez, a switch hitter, batting right-handed against the lefty Locke. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's always neat to see the number 9 in uniform in spring training. You see the man wearing it.
He's a special individual.
There's another ground ball to Barmas. One-handed, leaping throw, got him. 1 hit, 1 man left. Through 4.5, still scoreless.
Ball on Root Sports is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. We're driven to be better. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks.
That's a great looking outfit on a Kids Day Sunday afternoon. He came dressed for the party. No score, bottom of the 5th, and Neil Walker leading off.
It certainly has become a nice tradition here at the PNC Park. You come dressed like a Pirate. We see that more and more, especially during the middle part of the summer.
Isn't it amazing
People
how
love doing it?
How our talented crew here finds people. If you come dressed as a Pirate, they're probably going to find you.
You're going to get on TV.
And if you bring a big group and you guys all dress as Pirates, you're going to get on TV more than likely. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Neil Walker. Talking about Neil as a great 2-sport star. Of course, Sunday Night Classics tonight. See him play football against Hopewell. But he also played basketball, don't forget, up until his junior season. He was very good. So he was a kid who could have done it all. And baseball was his calling. Tapper to Altuve. There's 1 out. Our day automotive this day in Pirates history. On this date in 2000, Jason Kendall becomes the only Pirate to ever hit for the cycle at Three Rivers Stadium. He homered and singled off Cards starter Rick Ankiel, then added a double off Darren Holmes and finished off the cycle with an 8th inning triple off Mike Moeller. Thanks to Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Pedro Alvarez goes the other way, down into the left field corner. It is gone! A home run! El Toro strikes again into the opposite field corner. And the Pirates on the board, 1-0.
And there goes the no-hitter. Line drive just tucked it right inside the fair pole.
Oh, a mighty swing by the bull, El Toro.
Another one of those pitches right on the edge of the strike zone. And Harold's been doing a great job the entire game of staying out of the middle of the zone, but that's just good hitting. There's nothing to do with that.
And that gets the crowd buzzing here at PNC Park.
Ball on the outside corner, and it gets lined out of the ballpark the other direction.
This gives you an idea of how strong he is to be able to hit the ball where it was pitched and hit it where it ended up.
8 home runs now for Pedro.
21 runs batted in. He is among the team leaders in RBIs. Still one of those guys that you just can't worry about the batting average. He is going to produce, and he has produced runs. And McHenry, a line drive base hit. And the Fort's got himself a single.
How fair that ball is when it leaves the bat. As it left our shot right there, it looked like it was going to be 30 feet fair. But it's slicing, and then barely tucked in. Just behind the pole. Give you an idea just how much that ball will move going down the line.
Alvarez did not play last night, so he is now homered in back-to-back games. It's the 3rd time this season he's homered in back-to-back games. One ball, no strike count for Clint Barmas. McHenry on for first. And Barmas down the left field side. That's a foul ball. That one started fair. And slow down, Michael. Started fair and just looked foul at the last moment.
That bat might have broke. No,
he did that his last at bat too. It's the same bat.
It's a strong one.
It's strong now, but it might be getting older, quicker,
fatiguing. Know the feeling.
1-1 to Barnes. Oh wait.
I feel like I'm just an old bat.
You just opened yourself up for
pine tar all over.
A lot of comments, but you'd be here all day. One is a strike. Snap throw down pretty close, but McHenry getting his hand in there. McHenry, a follow-up single after the solo home run by Pedro Alvarez. First hit for the Pirates was the Alvarez home run. Two balls and 2 strikes. Harrell's 2-2. Vargas a chopper toward Dominguez. He's got it. Goes to Altuve for 1. Back to first. Too late. Vargas beats it out. Fielder's choice for Barmes, and McHenry retired 5-4 at second base.
Now this one I thought was going to be a double play off the bat. A fairly firm 2-hopper, and maybe we got a call on that one. No, safe. Barmes just good speed. By beating it out, gets Locke to the plate, and if he makes an out, then you don't have the pitcher leading off next inning. And that could set up next inning for a run or so. Every little thing you can do, that even if it looks so trivial, can turn out to be important.
0-1, and Locke hits a grounder to short. Gonzalez will flip to Altuve covering. And the Pirates are done in the 5th. They get 2 hits. One of them, an opposite field home run tucked into the left field corner by El Toro, Pedro Alvarez. And the Bucks up 1-0 after 5.
Is brought to you by Subway, where winners eat fresh. Let's go Bucks.
MLB.com at bat is the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. Available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At bat delivers Pirates baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and more. Text it back to 31826 or visit Pirates.com for details. 1-0 Pirates, top of the 6th inning. Pedro Alvarez, 8th home run of the year. The difference in the game so far. And it wasn't your typical Pedro home run where he yanked it to right field. Opposite field smash that was low and stayed just inside the left field foul pole. Lucas Harrell up for the 2nd time. He struck out swinging in the 3rd. Jeff Locke comes at him with a strike. Pirates began the day with a 25-18 record, 2.5 in back of the division-leading Cardinals, a game back of Cincinnati. Cincinnati leading Philadelphia in the bottom of the 5th, 1-0 right now. Milwaukee, who beat St. Louis last night, scoreless with the Cardinals in the bottom of the 3rd at Busch Stadium. Cubs are also in action, taking on the Mets. They're scoreless. Harrell, line drive center field, drops in for a hit, and the pitcher's got himself a base hit. Let's check in with Robbie Smikowski.
Yeah, I'm here in the stands. I got the new Brighton Little League 11 and 12-year-old team here, and we're going to talk about their baseball heroes. We'll start with Nicholas right here. Nicholas, who's your favorite baseball player, your baseball idol, and why?
Andrew McCutchen, and he plays my position, and he's a really good hitter.
He is, that's true. Now we're going to ask Dakota here. Dakota, who's your favorite player, and give us the reason why.
Andrew McCutchen.
And why is that?
Because he's a really good hitter, and I just like him.
Okay. And then Alex, who do you have?
Neil Walker, because he plays my position, and he's good at hitting.
He is good at hitting. Now we're going to go over to Mom, who's over here. Go ahead, Tim.
Locke throws out Brandon Barnes on the sacrifice, so Harrell now in scoring position.
And we got to go over here to Nicholas's mom. You watch the Pirates growing up, and who is your favorite player growing up, and why?
Andy Van Slyke, just because that's where I always sat behind.
You always wanted to be, not because he was dreamy, you sure?
I'm sure. I was too little for that.
Oh, geez, okay, great. Way to get me in trouble now, Mom. Okay, so there you have it. Various reasons, Bob and Tim, why these guys like it. So it's pretty cool, you know. You see these kids watching this generation right now, and they're heroes that we're watching right in front of us.
Now that's what it's all about. I mentioned earlier about the Sundays, all the kids here. And it's baseball. Yeah. And, you know, it seems to me over the last few years that the youngsters are coming back to the game more and more. I don't know. Have you noticed that, Tim?
Yeah, I have a lot, actually. Not just the young kids, but the high school age kids, college age kids. A lot of them over the last several years have been making PNC Park a regular stop.
And obviously it's the players on the field that have created much of this atmosphere that makes it so fun to come out to the ballpark for the kids. Doesn't matter. 16, 10, whatever their age is. They're rooting on their Bucks.
They must not be selling the pink cotton candy today, Bob, the kind you like. I've only seen
now I saw a tray coming in that was all blue except for one small row of pink. I didn't like that. I don't want pink to be, just have the same opportunities as the blue cotton candy.
I'm guessing that blue cotton candy to you is what the DH is to baseball.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it.
And the blue.
Thank pink.
1-2 pitch. Low to Altuve. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
When you were a small kid and you would go to the fair, that's the times where I remember the cotton candy was available. What color was it?
It's pink.
It's just tradition. Why change things for the sake of change? That's my motto.
Oh, there you go.
Now that's a tray of cotton candy right there. There we go. Yeah, that probably tastes okay, but I'll pass.
Well, I got to make a dentist appointment for this week.
That's the way you're supposed to eat it. I know that.
Henry couldn't hold on, so 2-2 remains the count to Jose Altuve. Right
at the very back part of the plate. That's where you want to bounce that pitch. That's where you get those check swings or the chases. Right there. When you're standing in the front of the plate and you're looking at it, it kind of looks like a house, a little white house. You want to bounce your curveball right at the peak of the roof. That's where you want to put it when you're trying to get a swing, not when you're trying to obviously throw a strike, but when you're trying to get a swing and a miss, that's where you want to put it.
Full count to Jose Altuve. Runner at second base is the pitcher Lucas Harrell. Locke gets the sign he wants. Now the payoff pitch to Altuve. Chopped foul. Goes off of Altuve back to Jeff Locke. Astros with a tying run in scoring position. Pirates and Astros have played 3 tight ball games so far. Bucks winning by a run, walking off in the 9th on Friday. 11 innings last night. A 4-hour ball game that was won by the Astros 4-2. Pirates up 1-0 here in the 6th. Right back to Locke, checks the runner and gets the out. We don't talk a lot about it, but Jeff Locke seems to field his position pretty well.
He did this textbook perfect. Hits the ball, immediately look. He's got plenty of time. Immediately look, make sure that the runner has stopped at second base, and then go ahead and get your out at first. Good bit of base running right there. What do you think about it? Pitcher?
Yeah, he didn't get stuck.
Yeah, a lot of guys will take off because they think that ball's going to the right side, and then the pitcher gloves it, and they're in no man's land.
J.D. Martinez at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Astros left fielder. Day off tomorrow for the Pirates, and then the Cubs come in for 3. Starting Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and then Thursday afternoon, a 12:30 game. Before the Pirates head off on the road for 3 in Milwaukee and 2 in Detroit, where the Pirates will use a designated hitter for the first time this season. 1 ball and 1 strike to Martinez.
I thought it was kind of funny about those 2 games in Detroit. I just noticed this yesterday. The first day in is a day game, getaway day is a night game.
Yeah.
Odd.
How about that?
Almost always flip-flop.
The day game's a Monday, Memorial Day.
Oh, okay, that explains
And then the Tuesday getaway game is a Tuesday night.
That's fine. Should have looked a little closer.
Marte puts that one away. No runs, a hit, a man left. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Pirates 1, Astros nothing.
He just looked like he had more fun than anybody in the game. He was always smiling, always having a good time, and I think that's why I really liked him. Besides the fact that he could jump onto the wall and rob a home run and hit mammo homers and stuff, but he was sweet to watch.
Just wanted to be a good athlete like him. Just wanted to. I think I mimicked my swing for a while after his. Just tried to be smooth. I'm sure it wasn't like his, but just watched him a lot on TV and just tried to just move like him and just play the game the way he does, because it looks so smooth and so effortless.
Baseball Heroes Day here on Root Sports. Ken Griffey Jr.
Popular in the clubhouse.
Yeah. 1-0 Pirates heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. Different day in the Riverwalk on the Allegheny. Here is Starling Marte, leadoff man, looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 2. Marte, Snyder, and Jones batting against Lucas Harrell. Each pitcher has given up 2 hits. The difference, Harrell gave up an opposite field home run to Alvarez. And there's a ground ball to short, backhanded by Gonzalez. Hit for a slide, not enough. Terrific play by Marwin Gonzalez, and that's an example, Bob, of knowing who's at the plate. He knew he had to get rid of that ball quick.
The ball was hit sharply, kind of did him a little bit of a favor. See, he left the bat as a line drive. So it got out in his glove, and you're right. He just, like he's turning a double play, getting rid of it that quick. Marte diving to the bag. Didn't slide very far. When he hit the dirt, he was already touching the bag just about, only a couple of inches.
Ball 1 strike to Travis Snyder. It's 2-1. Marte was scheduled to have a day off today. As Snyder belts one to left center field. On the run is Barnes. He won't get it. Rounding first and heading for second base with a double is Travis Snyder, his 9th double of the season. And with 1 out, the Pirates have a runner in scoring position.
Well, the pitcher was in a fairly good spot. Snyder just beats him down and away. Drives it to the opposite field gap into that notch. This is a game that if Harrell loses it, it's going to be a tough one to really think much about, because he really has made a ton of excellent pitches all day long. And here he is down 1-0, and hopefully 2-0 at least after this inning is over.
Well, he hasn't.
He's doing a real good job with command-wise of that fastball.
He hasn't pitched all that badly for Houston. 6 of his last 9 starts, he's held the opposition to 2 or fewer runs. And he's still with a 3-4 record.
Command issues have been a problem though for him. Before the game started, looking at his numbers, 29 walks in 49 innings. That's way too wild.
Yeah, his strikeouts to walks are even at 29-29. In the air to left field. Martinez with the catch. 2 down. J.D. Martinez records the out.
Another pitch down and away. Everything has been on the edges of the strike zones that he throws. He has stayed out of the heart of that plate so well this afternoon. Working the lefties mainly away, trying to use that big left field here at PNC Park. Kind of a luxury that he certainly doesn't have in his home ballpark.
Sanchez to center field and a base hit. Snyder's going to get waved around. The throw from Barnes to the plate is in time to get him. Home plate umpire Todd Tishner making sure Corcoran had the baseball still. And Snyder, in an effort to jar it loose, thrown out at the plate. Score on the base hit by Sanchez and the collision with Carlos Corcoran. But the ball stayed in the glove of Corcoran, and Snyder is out.
Yeah, he is just locked in right on where the glove is. He's just trying to hit the glove with his shoulder and get that ball out of it. Corcoran, he set up the roadblock well in front of the plate. It wasn't like Snyder had a choice. If he wanted to get to the plate, he had to go through him. Good hard-nosed baseball from both those guys, and they kind of acknowledged it right at the end of the play. They kind of gave each other a little tap.
Occupational hazard here at this ballpark. So Hunter Pence throwing it to Corcoran, and Josh Harrison bumping into him at the plate.
Yeah, Josh kind of went in kind of halfway.
That one belted the left field. Chris Carter has a base hit to lead off the 7th.
That was a good example of how you have to be really committed to running over the catcher. If you're going to do it, you got to do it like Schneider did. You got to go in, you got to lead with that shoulder, put it right there in the middle. For Josh, when he came in, it was kind of like a half slide, and that's why he got hurt. Fastball in, got turned around, and now the Astros lead off hitter board.
Board for the Astros, nobody out. Corcoran fouls this one off into the upper deck down the right field side.
Oh, man, was that a nice grab? Somebody casually with the, I think he had a beverage in the left hand and reached up and made the catch with the right. Fine play. Best fielding fans in the game here at PNC Park. I don't think much doubt about that.
Jeff Locke's 0-1 pitch.
They can pick it here.
For a strike.
Fastball right down that bottom corner.
Justin Wilson getting loose for the Pirates in the bullpen. Jeff Locke getting deeper into his start. Ray Surge keeping an eye on the 25-year-old lefty. Starts the 7th inning. 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Henry keeping that one in front. The deepest that Locke has pitched in a game this year, 7 innings. That was on the 28th of April at St. Louis. Gave up 3 hits over 7, struck out 4. And got a win out of that one. That followed up a 6-inning performance in Philadelphia 5 days before, where he went 6 and gave up only 2 hits. Shortest outing of the year for Jeff Locke, 4 2/3 against the Atlanta Braves on the 18th of April. So we get deep into the 5th, but he has been consistently going 6 full and 1 time 7. Two balls, 2 strikes to the Astros catcher. Carter off for first. 3-2. Look at his last 3 outings. After that St. Louis game, 6 innings, and 5 innings. All no decisions.
You know, we were talking a lot before his last start about how no Pirate pitcher had ever had 4 straight starts where he'd given up 3 hits or less. That, of course, was broke, but got a chance to do that again today. That would be 5 out of 6. That's pretty impressive. When you think about it, Ray Searage, as you see there, is going to be very proud of his young left-hander, with the progress he has made. His opposition batting average has got to really be coming down a ton now.
You know, when he first came up at the end of the 11th season, I think you described it in the pregame show as the deer in the headlights look.
Yeah, he was a little lost out there.
Then he had 8 starts last year. This year coming back and just a different guy in terms of the way he's been performing and the way that he has an outlook on things now. And he gets Corcoran.
Changeup.
Strikeout number 4 for Locke.
Corcoran way out in front. You could see it from the first moment he walked out just to shag for batting practice last year. His body language. He was a total different guy. He believed in himself, and that's a lot of times what it takes. It's a shot of that grip as he takes the speed off the ball. Because of the grip, the arm speed stays the same. But he takes one of the power fingers, his index finger, off the back of the ball by making that OK sign on the side of the baseball. So now he just has his ring finger and his middle finger to push the ball to the plate, and you can't get the same velocity with those 2 fingers as you can with your middle finger and your index finger. So that's how the grip takes the velocity off the baseball, even though your arm speed is exactly the same. And that fools the hitter, destroys the hitter's timing. And that basically is what pitching is all about, messing up that timing. You want them a little too quick or a little too late.
Back to Jimmy Paredes. 0-1. Jeff Locke, who came over from the Atlanta Braves. Drafted out of high school. And said that he really didn't learn as much as he could have and should have while with the Braves. His first experience in pro ball, and that didn't take care of himself the way he should have. He just was a young kid out of high school trying to make his way as a professional baseball player, something he's always wanted to do. He didn't play any other sports in high school, just baseball. And when he got to the Pirates, he looked at it like it was a new beginning for him. And he has really done a good job. And one guy he has paid a lot of attention to is A.J. Burnett. He's learned a lot from him. See those two together a lot, walking around the ballpark or spending time in the dugout. Jeff just trying to learn as much as he can from the veterans. 0-2 pitch coming.
Trying to throw that ball right where he threw it. He's setting something up. you know, if you get an out on that pitch, that's fine. But even if they take it, it's done for a purpose. Throwing that ball inside with something on it, the fastball. Didn't get that one where he wanted to. Saw McHenry just before that pitch jump inside. Big McHenry's target, he wants that inside. It got out over the plate. If it had been on the inside corner and if he would have got a swing on it, that would have been a jam shot. Wouldn't have carried, probably would have been a shallow pop foul out behind second or out behind first base. Maybe something Gabby could have caught for an out.
Two balls, two strikes now to the Astros right fielder. Two and two, one out. Carter the runner at first base, and the guy who's kept him there. All those balls in the dirt has been Michael McHenry.
And last time he was out there, it was a game that Carter wants to forget. He's having a nice comeback game this afternoon, doing a great job. Throwing out a runner, and I don't recall a single ball hitting the backstop today. He's been blocking everything.
Fouls it back. Locke would love to deal him a ground ball. Like to Barmas or Alvarez or even Walker. Paredes came into the game hitting 194. He's 0 for 2. He's down to 182. Not a whole lot of high batting averages on this Astros roster. And there's a bouncer to Barmas. He goes to Walker for one. Back to first. Double play. Just what the doctor ordered for Jeff Locke. And he gets through 7. 7th inning stretch at PNC Park. Let's take you around the ballpark and enjoy some of the sights and sounds on this Kids Day Sunday afternoon. Pirates with a 1-0 lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you now to stand and join the Pirates and Major League Baseball as we offer support to our troops here and abroad. Here to lead us with God Bless America are students from the Hossack Elementary School Chorus. Joining them on the field today, representing the Wounded Warrior Project, is U.S. Army Sergeant Jose Quezada. Sergeant Quezada was serving overseas in Bakuba, Iraq in 2007 when, during an attack on his patrol, he suffered a shattered spine. He spent 3 months in Iraq before being transported to the States for additional medical attention. We are honored to have Sergeant Quezada here with us today, back in Pittsburgh, safe and sound.
Neil Walker set to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. 1-0 Pirates. Lucas Harrell still in there for the Astros. And Walker, first ball swinging, hits it to center field. Drifting back on it is Barnes. 2 feet in front of the track will make the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out for the Pirates in their half of the 7th inning. But Walker now 0 for 3. Harrell's got to face Pedro Alvarez again. Pedro 1 for 1 with a home run. He walked in the 2nd inning and then hit an opposite field home run. Just tucked it inside the left field foul pole in the 5th inning, and has been responsible for the game's only run so far. And a strike on the inside corner. I don't know if Harrell wants to give him anything on the outer half this time after the last one ended up over the fence.
Well, the outside is where apparently the book is for Alvarez. Almost everybody loves to work him away, right-handers anyway. But not these first 2 pitches. Again, I am so impressed with the fastball command that Harrell has shown today. The first 2 fastballs, Corcoran wants them on the inside corner. Boom, boom, there they are, 2 in a row. Worked a breaking ball, trying to backdoor that one, but he lost it a little low.
Over the last 26 games Alvarez has played in, he has 20 runs batted in. Pretty good pitch right there, taken for a strike. Pedro wanted to check, see if it was up in the strike zone, and it was. Mike Melanson on the hill in the bullpen getting ready to go for the 8th. 2-2 pitch to Pedro. The count is full, 3-2. Alvarez average over 200 now, 203. Michael McHenry on deck. McHenry 1 for 2. And Jeff Locke, another solid outing today. And Pedro using the strength to go to the opposite field in the 5th.
And that ball just exactly where Harrell wanted it, and it was a home run. That's just good hitting.
Payoff pitch. Alvarez to center field and deep. Back goes Barnes to the wall. He makes the catch right at the wall to retire Alvarez.
Again, I think Harrell put that ball exactly where he wanted to throw that. If you look at the Corcoran's glove on the home run he hit down the line, and look at the glove on that pitch, you'll see the same thing twice. Glove does not move. 2 good pitches and a long out and a home run with the result. Look at the glove. It was right there. He put that right where the glove was, and almost the second time that pitch down and away, perfect spot, could have been hit out of the ballpark. Actually, that one would have hit a lot further. The home run. That one went 400 feet. The home run went about 330 something.
If that. 325 to the corner. Probably about 330 to get it out. Pedro stinging the ball, making some good contact. I think also it's important to note, even though you don't get a result, the hard hit balls that are outs are not the worst thing in the world, because it means that guys are swinging the bat well. And eventually they're going to start to fall if you keep swinging and making that solid contact. You're not always going to get the results you want, but if you hit the ball hard and at people,
you will eventually.
You will. 3-2 now to McHenry.
If you center the ball out more often than not, you're going to be a 300 hitter. Sure, you're going to make some hard outs, but you look out across the field, and you see basically the 8 guys out there in fair territory, but look at all the green grass. A lot of space for that ball to land. So if you hit the ball out there with something on it, you're going to get some hits. You can't get frustrated by the attaballs. Well, I love the way Manny and his crew, this pattern, I think it looks so good.
Ball toward the middle. Gonzalez. Did he keep his foot on? Yes, says Clint Fagan, the first base umpire. Ford is out. Pirates going in order. We'll head to the 8th inning. Pirates 1, Astros nothing. He's done, but he goes 7 full. Gives up 3 hits, no runs. Walked 2 and struck out 4.
Very strong start. Exactly what we're looking for. And he has certainly established himself now in that starting rotation. Possibly one of the stars. You know, we talked in our open about possible all-stars.
Jeff Locke's numbers have been very, very good. Harrell also very, very good today.
No, they both did a great job. Both of them just banging their spots, especially with the fastballs.
But the one difference, the home run by Pedro Alvarez, his 58th as a third baseman for the Pirates, and for Alvarez, he is now pulled ahead of Pie Traynor on the Pirates all-time home run list as a third baseman. Next up for Pedro will be Bill Madlock, who is 4th with 64. Changes now as Tabata enters in left. Snyder moves from left to right. And Jones out. And Melanson in. Melanson gave up a run last night, but just 2 runs in 22 innings, an ERA of 0.82. He'll try to lock it down and hand the ball to Grilli, the closer. One run on 4 hits for the Pirates. No runs on 3 hits for the Astros. Final game of this 3-game series. Pirates looking to take 2 of 3. That's one thing too, Bob. I think people get caught up in winning streaks in baseball, and they're nice to have, obviously, but as long as you win 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4, if you win series at the end of the season,
you're in the playoffs.
You're going to be right where you want to be. So even though the Pirates had a 4-game winning streak snap last night, start a new one today maybe, and you could win a series. Pirates in series this year in 11 series are 7-2-2.
When you're essentially playing a game every night, you're going to lose some. It's just the nature of the game of baseball. As you said, just play them a series at a time.
In the air to right field, and Snyder under it. There is one out for Houston. Dominguez flies out. A look now at the road ahead for the Pirates, brought to you by Nissan. Pirates have a day off tomorrow, and the Cubs come to town to finish out this homestand. Bucks will hit the road for 3 in Milwaukee before starting a home-and-home series against the Tigers. 2 in Motown, 2 back here, then 3 against the Reds before the Bucks will hit the road again in early June to go to Atlanta, and then their first trip to Wrigley Field in Chicago. Melanson gets the first out. Now he'll face the shortstop Marwin Gonzalez, who will turn around and bat left-handed against the righty Melanson. Swing and a miss. The Astros have 5 switch hitters on their active roster. Gonzalez is one. Trevor Crow is on deck, a pinch hitter. He's another. Carlos Corpora on the catcher in the game. He's one. There's a swing. Strike 2. Former Pirate prospect Robbie Grossman and another switch hitter. But 5 total. Nothing in 2 is Melanson trying to finish off Marwin Gonzalez. Look at the Central Division too, Bob. It's been tough to keep pace. Cardinals and Reds atop the division. Pirates right there in the mix. The top 3 teams have separated themselves from Chicago and Milwaukee. Cubs 9 back to start action today. Brewers 9.5 back to start today, but the Cardinals and Pirates 7-3 in their last 10. The Reds have been hot. They're 8-2 in their last 10.
Season ended today. Cardinals, Reds, Pirates, all three of them would be going to the playoffs. Every division winner and both wild card teams have come from the NL Central.
A lot of baseball left. 118 games left after today.
Before today, the winning percentage of .581 would put the Pirates in first place in the other two divisions.
1-2 fouled off. And Melanson ready for the 1-2. And he got him. Gonzalez strikes out swinging. 2 men out. Friday, May 31st. Pirates hosting the Reds at 7:05. Make sure to join us as we honor the rich heritage of the Pittsburgh Pirates with a special ticket package. $40 per person, includes a game ticket, replica Clemente jersey, and a meet and greet with Pirates legends Dave Cash, Grant Jackson, and Dave Parker at a catered tailgate before the game on Federal Street. To RSVP, call 412-325-4731. 412-325-4731. Yeah, it's playoff time. That's right. Because it's the cup. That's the answer to the question. Why do you do the things you do?
Because it's the cup.
Carlos Pena out there to hit. Pinch hitting here in the 8th inning. Veteran first baseman with a day off today, but out here in the 8th. Bo Porter hoping Pena can run into one. And Melanson trying to get him out. 2 outs, nobody on. And Lucas Harrell goes 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run on the home run by Alvarez. This one's fouled off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the blimp, Bob.
Needs to get up, get up. I wanted to hit anything.
I think it's got good clearance, Clarence. One and 1 to Carlos Pena. Popped him up to center. Here comes Marte. Long run for Marte, and he makes the catch. Hey, Marte. Got a late jump on it. But with great closing speed, retired the pinch hitter Carlos Pena. And Melanson retires the Astros in order. Starling Marte making sure. Terrific video from the AGH cam today. Giving you some of the stories. Another good job. I know, we see it. He's doing it. He does a great job all the time. I don't know how he slows it down that way, though. Clint Barma starts the bottom of the 8th. 1-0 Pirates. With Robbie and Bob, I'm Tim. Glad you're along today on this Sunday afternoon from PNC Park. A little overcast today, but pretty pleasant. 78 degrees at game time. Barmas to the right side. And Paredes there for the catch. 1 out. Pedro Alvarez is the new pitcher for the Houston Astros. He gave up Pedro's home run that went in the river on Friday night.
It's been the day of the pitcher. So 1 run and 7 total hits. Both teams combined.
Alvarez will face Jose Tabata. First at bat for Tabata today. No balls and 1 strike to Jose. 284 his average, a pair of home runs. He has driven in 6. One ball, 1 strike. Pirates expected probable rotation for the Chicago series. Wandy Rodriguez, Francisco Liriano, and Genmar Gomez to pitch the day game Thursday. That's inside. Cubs will activate Matt Garza off the disabled list on Tuesday, and he will oppose Wandy. Then Jeff Samardzija will go Wednesday night against Liriano, and Edwin Jackson will face Genmar on Thursday afternoon. 2-1. Tabata takes a strike. HOU Sports Medicine injury update. Garza coming off the DL. He'll make his season debut on a strained left lat. And manager Dale Swaim said he would limit Garza to 85 to 90 pitches on Tuesday. 3-2. Allegheny Sports Medicine, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's a pretty neat scorebook because not a lot of offense today, just the 1 home run off the bat of Alvarez.
Use much ink today, do you?
Tabata down on strikes.
Easy day for the pins. The ink pins.
The ink pins. Not the other pins. They're in Ottawa. That's not going to be as easy.
And a lot of good pitches. Slider down and away. Tabata gets the bat through there just a little bit before the ball arrived.
Two outs and Marte at the plate. Strike call. Marte 0 for 3. Obviously, we don't know what the lineup would be for Tuesday, but Marte was scheduled to get a day off today, backed up to the day off. Glenn Hurdle wanted to get him 2 days in a row off.
If it's Tuesday off, there he is. 2 days in a row. That's a good point.
He may or may not be in the lineup Tuesday, just depending. But one thing Hurdle likes to do with certain players at times, try to back them up with a day off the next day. It's a foul ball. Kind of lets him recharge the batteries a little bit. Got to keep an eye on a younger player, perhaps like Marte. Again, this is what will be his first full season in the big leagues. He's coming off a winter league in the Dominican, plus an extended season last year, being in the big leagues through September. You just got to keep an eye on him and give him a day from time to time. Two balls and 2 strikes.
It's hard to leave it up to the player, too, because most of the players, they're never going to come and say, hey, I want a day off. A lot of them have to be forced out of that lineup. I'm sure Marte is one of those types.
2-2.
There's Kutch. Knee a little sore today. Got the bat gloves on, though.
You never know.
In case he's called upon. Pitcher spot in the hole right now. Snyder on deck.
Action in the pen. Jason Grilli warming for the Pirates. Marte strikes out. And Jason Grilli will come on and look for his 17th save. We go to the top of the 9th. Pirates with a 1-0 lead.
And Dave Winfield was a big Dave Winfield fan, and I think because I was tall and lanky like he was, you know, I just kind of looked at it like, this is a guy I want to be like, you know. But I think that's the two guys that I really had posters on the wall of the most of.
Jason Grilli trying to close this one out. We move to the top half of the 9th inning. 1-0 Pirates. Grilli, the National League leader in saves with 16, tied for the Major League lead with Mariano Rivera of the Yankees. So a save here today would give Grilli the Major League lead. Yankees rained out with Toronto, so Grilli can sit atop that list if he can get the Astros out before they get a run. Trevor Crowe will lead off, pinch hitter, facing Grilli. Combination of Mark and cheese. Mark Melanson and grilled cheese at the end has been great 1-2 punch at the end of the bullpen.
For the most part, too, they've been kind of boring saves.
It's okay.
He's been able to just kind of go out there and get the outs. Not a lot of excitement, not a lot of edge of your seat type stuff, which is the way we like it. Not much room for error, though, in this afternoon's game. A slim 1-run lead.
0-1. Right on the corner. For 10 as a pinch hitter for Trevor Crowe. Crowe had a cup of coffee with the Indians before being picked up by the Astros in the big leagues 2 seasons ago with Cleveland. 0-2. Strike 3. Got him to chase one upstairs.
Get ahead, fire one up out of the zone and see what happens. You got to chase. It didn't have the normal velocity on it either, just 93. But the location was excellent.
Well, over 77 2/3 innings covering this season and last. Grilli has now punched out 121 hitters. 121 and 77 2/3. Big number. Altuve takes the breaking ball for a strike.
Jason has become the definition of late bloomer.
36 years old. First year as a full-time closer. Not only has he embraced the role, he's blossoming in it. One ball and one strike.
Picked him up a couple years ago from the Phillies. And was pitching for the Iron Pigs, right?
Yeah, in Lehigh Valley in AAA.
And ever since he put on a Pirate uniform, he's been just magnificent. Worked his way up the totem pole and the bullpen all the way to the top dog.
To the right side, long run for Walker. He got a good bounce at the end. Throw is right there. Good play by Walker. And speaking of Neil Walker, your chance to win an autographed Walker jersey is tonight by tuning into Sunday Night Classics. Watch him and his Pine Richland Rams in the 2002 Whitfield football finals. And look for the key word to enter for your chance to win. Watch and win during Sunday Night Classics. Future Phenoms on the field tonight at 8. Astros down to their final out. Fans looking to raise it. J.D. Martinez, the last hope for Houston. Strike one. And Grilli started him off with the off-speed pitch. That's a fastball that missed. Everybody on their feet here at PNC Park. 28,471 today. And the Pirates 1 out away from another series win. strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes to J.D. Martinez. Shallow center, Walker. There's your ball game. Jason Grilli, your major league leader in saves.
Ho-hum. That's the way he does it. He goes out there and just makes it look easy in the 9th. Just so simple. Fill up the strike zone, throw quality pitches, and get 3 quick outs, and then wrestle with your catcher, whichever one it might be. Neither one of those guys you want to wrestle around too much with.
10 pitches for Jason Grilli, 8 of them strikes. 1 swing of the bat wins it today from Pedro Alvarez.
It's so much fun watching this pitching staff. They really have done a great job. The starting rotation that we were concerned with at the beginning of the season, it looks like that's not going to be the problem that we thought it might be. They have pitched great, and the bullpen is just lights out since game 1.
So Jeff Locke gets the win, his 4th. Pirates win their 26th game. 1-0 here today at PNC Park. Paul Alexander, Kent Tekulve,